I'm gonna give you guys a heads up, a bit of a trigger warning, because the first topic deals with the loss of a life. After one of Psy's concerts this weekend, while tearing down the stage and removing a light fixture, a man in his 20s reportedly fell from 20 meters up. He was quickly transported to a nearby hospital in a state of cardiac arrest, but ultimately passed away. Police are investigating exactly what happened, as P Nation put out a statement expressing their condolences, and even though he was part of a crew that P Nation had outsourced, they are still going to take care of things for him and his family. Now, it's totally understandable if you need to leave the video at this point, because while we'll still talk about serious among positive topics as always, none of them are as serious as the loss of a life. I put out a poll on my Instagram regarding NewJeans, and 92% of you guys voted yes, despite no official response yet. The topic of NewJeans was a very difficult one for me to consider discussing, because on one hand, they are the next exciting girl group to debut under the HYBE umbrella. Their songs have been breaking records, gaining a lot of positive feedback and attention, no pun intended.
Okay, a little pun intended.
However, all of this has been underscored by the concerns revolving around their age. Let's put it like this. The youngest member of Stacy, Jay, who's still a minor, was born in 2004. The oldest member of NewJeans was born in 2004, and the youngest, 2008. One of the many reasons this is a concern is due to the allegations involving their Adore CEO, Min Hee-jin, which I will only go into briefly until there is a formal response of some kind. Many have pointed out her Instagram feed and studio pictures that feature photos of young girls, some seen wearing very little, some coming from movies that seemingly have themes revolving around older men and adolescent girls. Concerns actually involving the NewJeans girls include outfits like this shirt that says "Pimp is yours," which, by the way, the creator of the shirt and brand, who wasn't involved in styling NewJeans in any way, explained the intended meaning behind the shirt, but also apologized for unintentionally or indirectly hurting the members if that was the case. The lyrics of their song Cookies seem uncomfortably suggestive to many people. Now, on the other hand, some have also been defending her, explaining more of the context behind her Instagram feed, pointing out where she's talked about the good relationship she has with the girls' parents and that she wants to take care of them. The girls have an explainer video on the Cookie lyrics where they're explained in a much more innocent context. So once again, until we get an official response of some kind, that's as far as I'll take this discussion for now. Feel free to leave your thoughts and things that need to be considered that I haven't pointed out yet. Something that was addressed very quickly was BamBam's Instagram post that garnered him a lot of backlash. Actually, BamBam had just recently returned to social media after a short break for the sake of his mental health, so he was responding a lot to fans, posting things I never thought I would see from an idol, but hey, I definitely welcome more of this. He even trolled a fan who told him to slow down because their notifications kept going off in class.
Oh yeah?
The main thing I was going to highlight in this video regarding BamBam was him bringing out 21's Dara as a special surprise guest during the recent K-pop festival in the Philippines. However, last night, this situation came up. Yesterday, BamBam uploaded a bunch of photos from 2017 to 2019, reminiscing about the places him and the GOT7 members were able to visit during their tours, and one of those pictures was taken in Russia, presumably from when they had a concert there. Many comments began criticizing him for being insensitive by uploading these pictures despite what's happening in and to Ukraine. Some even started accusing him of supporting Russia. BamBam then took to Twitter saying, "If I upset some of you guys, I want to apologize," but then explained that those pictures were from a lot of different countries. Y'all come attack me like that, do you think that's the right thing to do? You can tell his frustration with the situation as he re-uploaded the pictures to Instagram with the caption, "Happy now?" which has now been changed back to old times. Many are still upset, saying that wasn't really an apology, while others are defending BamBam, saying he shouldn't have to apologize in the first place, as it was obvious he wasn't trying to promote Russia in any way. Now, I know there are going to be strong opinions on either side. I just ask we be respectful toward one another while expressing those thoughts. The other apology we got this week came from an idol who's currently on a world tour. A few days ago, LOONA's Yves shared a picture of her swollen lips due to an allergic reaction. A fan pointed out that it looked like a certain Korean cartoon character, to which then Yves changed her profile profile picture to that character. This character is seen as very problematic by many people because despite being a Korean character, it does seem to share traits of racist caricatures of how black people were once harmfully portrayed in the past. When this was pointed out, Yves quickly changed her profile picture and apologized to those she may have upset, stating she didn't realize because it was a popular character in Korea from the past, and she'll make sure to double check in the future. And the last piece of serious news was released a few days ago. Pledis and Gyuri herself put out statements and letters announcing her departure from the company and from SNS9. Her contract is expiring and she'll be embarking on a new journey, presumably focusing on her acting career. Their current promotions will be her last, as From SNS9 will continue the second half of this year with the 8 members who have already renewed. I was struck by this announcement because I've become such a big From SNS9 fan in the last few years. I think their past few songs, especially from Feel Good onward, have been absolute gold. That being said, as a fan, I am happy to see Gyuri taking her career where she wants it to go, and for me, just like Suzy, Crystal, and Sejong, I will watch whatever drama she appears in. Now, with all that heavy stuff out the way, let's move on to positive things that we can celebrate in K-pop. You know, looking at that Game Caterers footage, it would have been so cool to see HYBE artists at ISAC with everyone else that was there, which took place this weekend. Personally, I'm still catching up on all the fan cams of the interactions, reunions between trainee mates, performances that stole the show, and of course, the war between RYUJIN and Bangchan that started with Bangchan bumping into her, then this infamous moment of her knocking him over, which of course was retaliated with the classic untying of the shoes. This is what ISAC is all about in my opinion. For those like me who remember, way back then SNSD were on a show called Hello Baby where they took care of this little guy. Well, for their new variety show that they released along with their 15th anniversary comeback, I feel like a teenager again, like the now 15-year-old reuniting with the girls. This reunion actually hit me, as well as the baby that SHINee took care of also showing up. I love that as soon as they FaceTime Minho, he immediately knew who it was despite how long it's been.
안녕하세요. 저 기억나세요?
유근이 아니야?
네, 맞아요.
뭐야, 너 왜 거기 있어?
Congrats to Red Velvet celebrating their 8th anniversary. I don't have enough tears left for this after the last story. For those who wonder what the relationship is like between Somi and the ITZY members nowadays, well, it looks like they're closer than anyone probably assumed, as these awesome photos of Somi and Lia hanging out were posted. That makes me super happy. Since the previous video, BLACKPINK have finally unveiled Ready for Love along with PUBG Mobile and the official announcement of their comeback and world tour. And finally, along with BTS's release with Benny Blanco and Snoop Dogg, a sentence I still can't believe I just said, how could we not end with the historic appearances of J-HOPE and TXT at Lollapalooza? The most talked about acts at the whole show on social media, Jimin is on that list even though he was just there to support J-HOPE. At the event itself, I love that the crowd showed TXT how big and beloved they actually are.
Our songs were probably new to many of you guys, right? No? You guys already know? Already know?
And at this point, you would think J-HOPE is used to giant stadiums and outpourings of love, but his reaction to the crowd screaming back wild and free is the most wholesome thing. And little did the locals know, they were among maybe the biggest TXT and J-HOPE fan, among a multi-millionaire who could buy all the yellow Crocs in the world.